Spring is right around the corner. We're moving the clocks ahead this weekend, so we'll be gaining an extra hour in the evening. Yes, very exciting. We have so much to look forward to. I had some good news recently as well. My home office here got a bit of a makeover. My wife agreed to take down her signed poster of this sappy chick flick, The Notebook, and in its place, I now have a beautiful yet fake axe hanging. I don't win many of these battles in the interior decorating world, and yes, it's just a piece of art. It's not actually a guitar that I can play. But this win is one I'm going to celebrate for a little while. Okay, enough about me. Let's get on with your 2-minute drill for March. We have major storylines the markets are working through right now. Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Fed rate hikes, and ongoing inflation concerns, especially in the energy and commodity sectors. To be sure, they are all interrelated in a lot of ways. So let's start with inflation. We got our latest read on consumer prices this morning with the February CPI report. Headline inflation came in hot again, rising to 7.9% over last year's numbers. That's another 40-year high, and we keep making these highs month after month after month. And that reading, in fact, even came before the latest spike caused by the events in Ukraine. Let's talk about Ukraine. On a human level, it's heartbreaking to see how much death and destruction is happening in the country right now. Hundreds of civilian casualties and many thousands more are going without water, food, and heat. The bombing of civilians is absolutely horrific, and we pray that all the fighting comes to an end ASAP. Meanwhile, on an economic front, there are many different factors to consider right now. When the invasion began 2 weeks ago, I sent out a special letter that highlighted how well the markets have historically reacted to geopolitical crises. I also showed the limited exposure U.S. companies have to Russia and Ukraine. That said, what's different this time is the inflation that was already here, present and persistent, particularly in energy prices. And Russia's main export is energy, crude oil and natural gas. So it's natural that sanctions and other disruptions to Russia's energy markets would cause supply shortages, which could further cause price spikes. So we took an economy that was already struggling with rising prices, and we added lots more fuel to the fire. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell told Congress the added inflationary spike caused by Russia's invasion was another risk to the economy, especially the longer it persists. Which brings us to Powell and his colleagues, who are meeting next week to discuss hiking interest rates. Powell himself said he's advocating for a 0.25% hike. That's a more routine adjustment for the Fed. The speculation over how fast and how far the Fed goes have been key drivers of this year's volatility. Next week, Fed action. Yes, Fed action will replace some of the talk. I say some of the talk and not all the talk because, yes, there's always speculation about future policy moves, the rate of those moves over the course of the next year. The pace of those future hikes will depend on whether prices continue rising rapidly, and we believe that will be affected by the duration and outcome of the fighting in Ukraine. A resolution there is so important for both moral reasons and economic ones. Finally, a quick note about the cryptos, which got a big shot in the arm on Wednesday. President Biden signed an executive order calling on the government to study the risks and benefits of digital currencies. He also wants to explore a digital version of the dollar. We've been expecting regulation for some time. We believe this is a big step in that direction. Okay, there you have it. Now, go forth and prosper. Or is it live long and prosper? Either way, enjoy your day and prosper.